mic, we open wide the virtual stage where ideas spark and wisdom fills the page. From the UK to the land of maple trees, John and Mike bring clarity with ease. We're building meetings, webinars with might, helping you shine, your message taking flight. Whether you're new or you've done this before, Lord Zoom Live will help you do much more. We're building meetings, webinars with might, helping you shine, your message taking flight. Whether you're new or you've done this before, Lord Zoom Live will help you do much more. Thank you for joining us, we're glad you're here. Together we grow, it's loud and clear. On Zoom we connect, we learn, we grow. Welcome my friend, enjoy the show.
Hello. If I doze off during this presentation, it's not because it's boring, it's because I've only had one sleep in 3 days. It's not a good thing to do. But it's a busy world in the world of Zoom. It's horrendously busy in the world of Zoom. We've got a developers conference coming up, and I am hoping to present some interesting things at that developers conference. I know there's a lot of other interesting things coming up at that developers conference as well. At the end of the month, we will make sure we put the link into YouTube when I can remember where the link is. But that's not all that's happening. I'm hesitating because I'm wondering if there's a pronunciation of this that I don't know. But as far as I read it, there is, on my little screens down there, a new product from Zoom. Zoom Bonsai. I mean, that's how I'm pronouncing it for now. I'm sure we can get some other pronunciations, but it is, well, it was a company that had a CRM platform, and they've been gobbled up by Zoom. It is now part of the Zoom organization. It's not part of Zoom Workplace yet, but crikey, they've only had it a few months. They can't expect them to absorb everything overnight, but it is an interesting step, of course, because it is a CRM product. Zoom spends a lot of time helping people on HubSpot and Salesforce at the big corporate end. But they've now got a CRM of their own, which is exciting. Secondly, coming up in the show today, we have an announcement from yesterday. And that is because we now have, I was going to say we've got a Zoom buddy. I've got a Zoom buddy already. That's Mike. And he'll be on stage in a minute to give us his view on this. But we now have a Zoom mate. And Zoom mate is very simply, how do I say this very simply? I shouldn't have said very simply because now I've got to work out how I tell you what it is. It's an AI product. You might have guessed that. But it's supposed to be like a Zoom agent, AI agent, to help you do agentic research and to delve into the wealth of information you've put into Zoom, whether it be Zoom Canvas. Yes, I got the right word, which is their Docs product now. So whether it's the Zoom Canvas information or it's recordings of your webinars or your meetings or anything else you've put into the Zoomiverse, this is the tool to build your workflows. And Zoom is very much now talking about workflows. And this is it's an interesting concept. It effectively means Zoom agents doing things when things happen. And it all sounds fascinating. We're going to have to get some more Zoomies into our shows to make sense of this all for us, because the whole Zoomiverse is becoming really complicated. And that's why I got ChatGPT to build me a juggling Johnny, trying to make sense of all these tools, because I'm almost feeling tooled out. I'm over tooled. I'm zoomed out. No, I'm not zoomed out. I love Zoom. I'm just Zoom-whelmed, over Zoom-whelmed. I'll stop trying to put Zoom into every single word that I say. I'll just ask Mike Latter to join us and say, Mike, have you, well, I know you haven't because of your look of shock when I told you earlier what it was all about. But this bonsai product is interesting to me because it puts a sort of line in the sand crossed, so to speak. Yeah, up to now, Zoom have been very much take your information, make part of it in Zoom, and then you can put it into your CRM. And now, of course, they've confessed that they gobbled up a CRM product of their own. What do you think about that as a Salesforce user?
It's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And I swear I'll be better here momentarily. There we go. So what do I think? Interesting. I'm looking forward to what you got to say about the actual product, what you've known so far about it, John. But I'll see where it compares to what we currently use. Oh, and I swear Johnny will talk to us again when he unmutes himself.
I was hoping you were going to carry on because I'm trying to make sense of this website so I can show you something. But if you want to pull up my screen share, I've just done I just pulled up the features. This is the feature set. And I have to say, looks like a lot of things.
Doesn't it though?
I mean, it's not like they've just pulled up somebody who's got a little CRM product. This is CRM, product management, finance management. This could be invoicing and billing as well as projects and clients. I mean, this is by no means a small project they have acquired.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. This has got a lot of toys in it, to say the least. So it looks like it could actually potentially, I'm not saying it's a Salesforce animal, but it might be a more simplified Salesforce animal from what I'm seeing so far.
I would agree. I think this is a sort of what the SMEs would call a HubSpot competitor at the sort of level that HubSpot works at the smaller SMEs rather than the really, really big, the 100K plus club, which of course is Zoom's main focus for their team is the accounts that pay over 100K a year, which I sort of flippantly throw out that 100K a year, but that's only 10K a month. I mean, that's not, it's a big, it's a big amount of money. Yeah. But 10K a month to a corporate, that's not a lot of money at all. So the benchmark at where Zoom put their focus in is effectively, those businesses that are paying Zoom about 10,000 or more a month. And 10,000 or more a month to a corporate for a full service like Zoom is, where you could have your entire workforce within Zoom licenses. That's not a lot of money to me. And I'm sure there's a lot of them that pay a lot more than 100K a year. So it's, if we look at the pricing page for this product, they've got, systems here from $9 a month up to the poshest version I can see here called Elite, which is $50 a month. And again, that's
$600 a year.
Yeah, that's sort of middle of the range, isn't it? When you come to, the CRM market, there's lots of CRMs out there where you can easily be paying $100, $200 plus a month for the features. So this is not
very, very easily with Salesforce. Very easily with Salesforce. Are you paying that a month? So I know, and I feel it in my pocketbook, Johnny. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I've got I think I'm paying for 3 different CRMs at the moment because of my mad idea of being a software company, and therefore we need multiple CRMs. Yeah, we need CRMs for our CRMing, and I've got CRMs just from the development standpoint, to have a license to use stuff.
One you can break, one that can't break, and one
Exactly. And one I'm trying to break. Yeah, that's it.
One that you're trying to break. Yeah, right. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, my name's Zoom, Lord Zoom, licensed to Zoom.
License to break things.
Yeah,
you heard it here
definitely.
first.
I do. I do. I break a lot of things. I break a lot of things, especially when AI makes it. I'm very good at breaking AI's things. But that's another story. So this first thing, this first session, this first part is really this bonsai is a very interesting project. There is a short trial. I say a short trial because I think it's only a 14-day trial, but there is a trial of it available for those that want to have a look at it. It doesn't really integrate much with Zoom whatsoever at the moment, as far as I can see. And I think it will probably take a bit of time to get a mammoth product like this to be integrated with Zoom. But it could, it could revolutionize a lot of the stuff that we could do in Zoom if we've got a CRM in the middle. I've lost him. Where's my little pal? Where's my little box? Can't find it now. There's a little box, your little chat mate box that pops up on your screen. Oh, maybe you don't see it so much here, do you? No, we get it in meetings, but it's still up there. No, there it is. There's my transcription tool. So if you can have the CRM inside your meetings and events so that you can take stuff from your CRM and bring it into the meeting, so you can pull up a record of the person you're holding meetings with, get that information, take information that happens during the meeting and put it back into the CRM. That's what we want to do. If we can have one built in with Zoom, then just letting you a little secret. They could all have done it already if they'd really bothered to read the Zoom developers information. But if you want to know about doing that, I think there's a guy who's going to be talking about that sort of thing at the Zoom Developers Conference. So you might want to listen to him. This is announced a bit too late for me to show it off at the Developers Conference, but it is definitely what we need. We're getting to the point now where if it doesn't plug into Zoom, then people like me don't want to use it. And that's the point where we're getting at the moment. Not because I'm anti everything else, but just because I've got a product now which can do a lot of the stuff that I have to do in a day. And if I can do 30-40% maybe of what I do within this app already, then it's going to be much more interesting to me if all the other stuff that I do could actually appear in this app as well. I might be the only person in the country or even in the world, who has Zoom Scheduler built into their Zoom. And when I say built into the Zoom, I've actually got an app so I can actually run Zoom Scheduler off my sidebar. I will be publishing that soon, don't worry. Although, I won't get into detail of that, this one. But what I'm trying to say is that when I've got my Zoom my Zoom Workplace app running, I get to the point now where if I get a call through Zoom, I want that to immediately connect to my Zoom through, I don't care how it works. I just want it to connect so that when my phone rings, whether it be my phone or my Zoom phone, I want to know when it rings. I want the record of the person who's calling me to just pop up on the screen, just be there. So I can see who it is straight away. I want the record of when I last spoke to them or what I talked about, so I can sound intelligent and on the ball when they make the call. I want my social media to integrate with it. I just want one platform to bring it all together. And as I've got so much in Zoom, it just makes sense now to get everything else connected into Zoom. Doesn't mean I have to be in a webinar or on camera all the time. But I quite often have been on projects with colleagues, and I will literally have if I'm not in anything else, I'll have my PMI, my personal meeting, running all day. And then if I'm working on a big project, I'll do that. And my colleagues who are working on the project with me can then literally join me in that meeting, and they can be working on their bit and I'm working on my bit, and we can talk to each other, or they can drop off and then they can come and drop into the meeting. So we got a virtual meeting space on a project, and they'll just drop on the meeting when they've got a question, they want to have a chat, or they want to ask me something or show me something, and then they drop off again. And it's like, It's it's like you're all virtually pulled into the same building and you're just in different rooms and you just drop into each other's rooms now and again. And I have to say that it's a surprisingly productive way of working, especially for somebody who spends 90+% of his time in an office supposedly on his own. And yet I have these hundreds and thousands of people communicating to me through various ways. Most of it through Zoom nowadays. But, we do the odd WhatsApp or other stuff, but mostly it's all within Zoom. So that's Bonsai by Zoom, now owned by Zoom. Whatever they do with their product, the other big guys will want to do, but I'm pretty sure that the other guys at the moment are probably ahead. We have a product called Lightning, which is connected to Salesforce, and that's also connected to Zoom. And I know a lot of data goes flowing in both directions through that portal. And I know that HubSpot have ways of getting data in and out. And of course, Zapier is connected for a lot of people, taking data in and out. And after that, we have the announcement for yesterday, actually. Announced, even Eric had to keep quiet about it until yesterday, as he said in LinkedIn. We have this product called Zoom Mate. So you now have a mate in Zoom. And the bullet points of the announcement on the blog is that Zoom is every day, every workday is built in conversation. Strategy sets gets decided in a meeting. Project commitments land in a chat. Customer needs surface on a call. Most of the tools meant to make that work easier stop at documenting the conversation. They transcribe it, summarize it, file it away, and quietly hand the real work back to you, which is true. That's what Zoom has been doing to an increasingly effective point. It's been taking our meetings and our webinars and our data, and it's been processing it and transcribing it and turning it into clips and doing lots of wonderful things to it. But at that point, it stopped. And the whole thing about this new Zoom Mate is to take that information and move it intelligently into the other apps that you may have. Just like I've been talking about how we could get CRM to work more closely. This is what Zoom Mate is trying to do. It's trying to give you a complete conversation to completion framework, as they say in their blog. There's something that's been sitting there for ages, and you probably don't even notice it's there, a lot of you. It's called Zoom Workplace Workflows. And it's not on your main menu, so you won't find it there, but there are workflows in Zoom, which is Zoom's way of moving stuff around. And I don't think many of us use it. And it's a shame because there's a lot of potential there, because it is effectively the transport for moving stuff. It's the sort of automation, it's the basics of the automation tool that Zoom are sort of sneaking in by features rather than just dumping it on us, because we've had it for a while and nobody's really using it or talking about it too much. I hear quite a lot of people talking about it in the developer community, and that's because, of course, they are writing apps and processes so that other software can connect to Workplace. I want to be able to get to a point where I can have a meeting with somebody and the notes and the transcriptions all end up in the CRM and simple things like that. But I want it to happen without me having to do it. I want to be able to go into a CRM, for instance, and see all the meetings and events that I've held with that person or that person's held with my organization. And I think Zoom Mate is working along the way of doing that. Because the third thing it talks about is agentic search and deep research. So it's offering the possibilities of not only just taking information off your CRM, but maybe taking data outside your your main sphere of influence. ZoomMate replaces agentic search. You can ask a question in natural language, and ZoomMate searches across the systems you've connected. So you can connect your Google Drive, you can connect Salesforce, you can connect ServiceNow, Confluence, OneBox, Box, and Zoom's own internal meeting and chat history to return a synthesized, cited answer, not a lot of links, an answer. So you get send it away to get your information for you, and it comes back with some English responses. I like that. That is what you want. You've got all this data, and this data needs to be maybe better organized, and that's what this is going to do. It's hopefully going to help you get the organization out of your data rather than the data out of your organization. Gosh, that worked well. Then the next thing it does is orchestrates workflows and agents, and of course this is where you stop having to do it all yourself. Because if you've got workflows and agents, then hopefully after you train them to do what you want them to do, they're going to move this data, they're going to collect this data, they're going to process this data for you without you having to do it by hand all the time. The most frustrating thing I have at the moment is the amount of stuff I have to do at the moment. Every time we do a Lord Zoom event, I have to go into all these various places and set up the links and program all the links in, and then tell YouTube of me links and tell Switchboard Live to process the links and get the images and connect them up to our various YouTube channels. And you would think I'd worked out a way of doing that automatically by now. Oh, I haven't. And every time I do it, I think, oh, I really need to make this automatic. I need this to produce all the stuff automatically. I need to process the data so that I can just get on and deliver content. So we'll have to get workflows working. Zoom, this menu system should be floating down with us on this blog. Please note, this sidebar should be floating down with us. Me having to scroll all the way up to the top to find the next item. It doesn't sound like it's a very intelligent way of me using this. Maybe I'm using it the wrong way around. Obviously not using it the way they expected. So the next thing, I think if I just scroll down, I would get the answer. But the next thing is creating AI-first productivity tools. And I think I like the concept of this rather than me going to the tool and then saying AI build it in. I want AI to build it for me first. That makes sense to me. The AI productivity suite turns that on its head. Slide sheets, paper, and canvas. Yes, they've got the new word in right. Mike's just taken a big sweet in his mouth. So if you've got any questions for him, and I'll have to swallow quickly, please let me know. The deck for the next customer review is drafted in the last 3 emails from that customer, the CRM record and the brief you wrote in chat. The Q3 status reported is assembled from actual project conversations and tracker updates, not retyped from memory. Yeah, I'm sure we've all started something and we've had to write the first paragraph, and then we've tried to get AI to start helping us along. Well, this is suggesting that the AI should be able to get it all started for you and start writing it, pulling together all your information for you so then you can make sense of it. I like that concept, and I've now realized I should just scroll down for the next one. How the ZoomMate architecture fits together. So behind the scenes, ZoomMate is a coordinated system of capabilities working in concert. So we should get some good music out of them. The ZoomMate workspace is a unified surface where meetings, documents, chats, and projects come together so AI can act with full context. This sounds very corporate-y, doesn't it? My Notes serves as the persistent memory. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, the little floating boy. My Notes serve as a persistent memory layer that can capture context from your conversations, including Zoom meetings, third-party meetings, and in-person discussions. If anyone has worked out how they get My Notes to integrate with everything they do, let me know, because I'm still not exactly sure how that works. And unfortunately, I can't bring Mike onto the stage because he's telling me he's confused as well. But I will get, yeah, but I'll let me roll through these, Mike, and then if you could perhaps make some review comments. Agentic search is a retrieval engine connecting Zoom, the web, and third-party sources. So they're bringing that in. Workflows, I need new teeth, is the automation builder. conversation and visual that turns recurring actions into governed, repeatable process. Yeah, I love workflows. I just need to work out how to get workflows to do all the workflowing for me. That will be really cool when that works. And two more, the agents. We all know about Zoom agents. Well, Zoom's agents are the custom assistants you and your teams configure. Notice you and your team. So this is not just agents at the level of one person. This is agents can work across a team. So an agent could be doing a job for your entire team, which again makes more productivity sense to me. Available in chats and channels, so you can talk to your agent and it can talk to you in your chats and channels, which is cool, with secure execution across third-party apps. Yes, that's why all the developers are running around in the background trying to get all their stuff that they deal with into a method that will then work in with workflows. So you can workflow into their apps and workflow out of their apps. And of course, the agents are going to be able to talk into that same world as well. And the last factor of this is the AI productivity suite. Slide suites. Oh, careful, John, careful. Slides, sheets, paper, and canvas is where insights and conversations become tangible deliveries. So that's where our deliverables are going to get dumped into those docs. The point of designing it